Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, we shall use the multiplication property to solve some linear equations. Let's say we have an example of this type. We want to solve for b. 4b minus 8b is equal to 16, let's say. And then in here, we want to solve for b. So we'll write them down in these different steps. If we look at the left hand side, we have some similar terms, 4b and 8b. So 4b minus 8b will be negative 4b is equal to 16. We want to solve for b. When we look at the left hand side, we have a negative 4, right? And if we wait to multiply this by the reciprocal of 4, which will be negative 1 over 4, then we can have a value of positive 1. So we're going to multiply both sides of the equation by the reciprocal of negative 4, which is going to be negative 1 over 4. Negative times negative is a positive, 4 divided by 4 is 1. So we're going to, as step number 2, we're going to multiply both sides by negative 1 over 4. Negative 1 over 4 times negative 4b, that is what we have on the left hand side, is equal to negative 1 over 4 is the number we are multiplying to 16. So negative times negative is a positive, and then we have a 4 in the denominator, 4 in the numerator, that cancels out. Negative times negative is a positive, and we're finding the value of b. And on the right hand side, 16 is a multiples of 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So negative 1 times 4 is negative 4. So therefore, we got the value of b as negative 4. Now it is just a matter of substituting, checking our work. We want to substitute the value of b into the given expression to see whether the value what we have on the left hand side will match with what we have on the right hand side. So 4b minus 8b is equal to 16. So 4 times negative 4 minus 8 times negative 4 is equal to 16. So let's see, when we simplify this, what we arrive at. 4 times negative 4 is negative 16, and negative 8 times negative 4 is positive 32, and that should equal to 16. And when we simplify this, 32 minus 16 is indeed 16, and the number what we have on the right hand side is also 16, and therefore the value on the left hand side is exactly equal to value on the right hand side, and therefore we can say that the value of b what we have arrived at as equal to 4 is exactly correct. What if we did not arrive at the value what if the left hand side did not match the value on the right hand side? Then we go back and then check, retrace our steps back to see whether we did anything incorrect. I mean, if we added incorrectly, or subtracted incorrectly, or did the math incorrectly. So once we correct that, we should be able to come back and then make sure that the check process kind of tells us whether we are on the right track or not on the right track. Okay, so let's try another simple example. This time we want to solve for an equation of this type. Negative b over 3 is equal to 6. We want to find the value of b. Okay, so now here we have a 3 in the denominator. So if we want to find the value of a positive b, think about it this way. We have negative 1 over 3 as the number on the left hand side. If we take this number and then multiply by the reciprocal of that number, which is going to be negative 3 over 1. Negative 1 over 3, the reciprocal of that is negative 3 over 1, isn't it? So therefore, when we multiply a number by its reciprocal, the product should always equal to 1, right? Negative times negative is a positive. We have a 3 in the denominator, we have a 3 in the numerator, those cancel out, therefore the value is equal to positive 1. So In here, what we're trying to say is this is the number we want to multiply both sides of the equation. So let us come in here and write that as step number 1. We're going to multiply by negative 3 over 1. You can just write it as negative 3 as well, but I'm going to write it as a fraction like that, times negative b over 3 is equal to negative 3 over 1, that is the number we have introduced, times 6, which is on the right hand side. Now we are ready to simplify. So we have a 3 in the numerator, 3 in the denominator, those cancel out. Negative times negative is a positive. B divided by 1 is b, so we have the value of b is equal to, and we have a 3 in the numerator and a 6 in the numerator, so we multiply the numerators, and that is going to be equal to negative 18. The value of b is equal to negative 18, right? And this, we'll call this one as step 2. In step 3, we can check our work. Step 3, we substitute the value of b into the given expression to see if the value on the left hand side is equal to the value on the right hand side. So negative b over 3 is equal to 6 is what is given to us, and the value of b, what we've arrived at, is negative 18, like that, divided by 3 is equal to 6. So 18 is a multiples of 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 6 is 18. And therefore, negative times negative is a positive, and then we are left with 6, and the value what we have on the right hand side is also 6. Therefore, this tells us that the value of b, what we have arrived at as equal to negative 18, is exactly correct. So this is the way we want to use the multiplication property to be able to solve linear equations. In my next presentation, we should look at some more examples to see how we can solve linear equations, this time using the division property.